Hello, everybody. My name is Memesis. Talking about FNAF. Am I right, fellas? I have not touched a FNAF game in my life. Not since the 10-year anniversary came out. Then I touched it by playing it all on twitch.tv/Memesis, threes instead of E's, because someone took that name. I will never forgive them. So let's get started with FNAF 1, the bread and butter of all of the FNAF games. It felt like a nice starter for it all. I like the wacky cast of animatronics who do get a bit quirky at night. And it was a, warm up for the rest of the franchise. You get your good old forecast of Chica, Bonnie, Foxy, and Freddy. Fox can go. You know what? No, I'm better than that. I will talk about him later. But you only have to last 6 hours, which last 89 seconds? Why 89 seconds? I don't know if Scott don't know how to count or measure time in general because it codes by 60s. But overall, a very nice experience. And outside of the skill issues that I've been having, A tier. Now, most games, the difficulty jumps a little bit, but FNAF 2 says, fuck that, we ball, and throw the whole Chuck E. Cheese cast at you while you have to play Jack in the Box with Pomni. Some here might already know my thoughts about FNAF 2. It's alright. But Foxy, you gotta get this disassembled! We don't talk about the third game. Now, the fourth game spices things up because you play a child who has terrible nightmares. And I mean, terrible nightmares. I mean, it's Bogey Bear and his golden camo brother, Bogey Bear the Second. Sisters, listen. This might be a hot take, but the game was okay at best. I wasn't a big fan of Sister Location. I can understand it was a fresh breath of air for a lot of FNAF fans and viewers, but for me, I found it rather dull. Even the spring lock suit was okay. It felt kind of dull, everything. It felt like it mid-maxed on different areas rather than fully focused on one bit that made really good. So, yeah, that's my hot take. Wasn't a big fan of Sister Location. Now, moving over to Pizza Simulator, my favorite Roblox tycoon with epic mascots and 3 different alternative gameplay loops. What? Okay, so I make pizza place and I interrogate a machine and I get jump scared by said machine that I interrogated for a job interview. Alright. That's how I'm feeling. Alright. We can't really talk about Five Nights at Freddy's if we haven't talked about Security Breach and Ruin. It is an entire different gameplay loop. Entirely different. Branches completely off of the kind of observation, kind of, being a guard or, like, observing or keeping yourself safe in a room. Instead, you play a child, again, who now navigates an entire facility of rock stars of different Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic. It became a collectathon. It became a backtracking game. And honestly, I wasn't a big fan of it. Even though I preferred that kind of game style loop, they did it so poorly in my eyes. I'm aware that it wasn't made by Scott Cawthon, but it was made by Steel Wool. But even then, they really tried something new and it did not land at all. I didn't like it at all. I mean, sure, I was getting tired of The Office, and it was a fresh breath of air that I felt Sister Location should have given me, but it didn't. It was disappointing. In all honesty, I wasn't a big fan of the FNAF games. Wasn't really. I wasn't even a big fan of the lore. But I will give credit where credit is due. The games have developed the entire genre of horror, specifically for games. I mean, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Ban Ban, Poppy Playtime, and a lot of other games was heavily inspired by Scott's work. And I can't help but call it a masterpiece for what it has done for the community of horror. As a horror content creator myself, it is honestly inspiring to see such simple work with just good writing can change the outcome of the whole genre. It is beautiful. Either way, I hope everyone here enjoyed themselves, like always. because I always enjoy making these videos, even though you guys have been pressuring me to do this as fast as possible, which I understand. I understand. It's now here. Shut up. Now I can get off my ass. Subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.